Okay, no problem. See how my Wi-Fi's also. Now we're live.
We good?
We are.
We live?
We're live.
Okay. No technical difficulties.
Nah, looks like
Yeah, I got that.
Got the notification.
Got the notification. Yeah. All right.
Let's do it then. Well, let's do it.
Let me know when we want to go.
Oh, we can go.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Don't. You know the stupidest, one of the dumbest lines in hip hop history.
What's that?
Jesus Christ had dreads, so shake them. Remember that?
Really? No.
E40.
Yeah, no, don't.
No, don't remember that? All right, it is the Academy Sports Show live from the NBA draft in the Barclays Center. Actually, we're there in spirit. They're behind us right now. We are recording live on Thursday. As you know, the NBA draft happened as you listen to this podcast already. We will talk about it, break it down. We got it live behind us. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, that YouTube is Academy Sports Show. Look for the caricatures of our faces. Click our faces, follow our faces, subscribe to our faces, and push that notification bell for our faces. So that way you know that we know that I know
You know.
that we are up and running, and you can be a part of that chat. So you can tell us exactly how you feel about Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, John Morant, or any other person that got drafted today. Or you can break down the NBA Finals and do all the other jazz with us right now. But you also want to get all our other social medias, which is Instagram at Academy Sports Show and Facebook at Academy Sports Show. You can listen to us on iTunes, that Apple Podcast app, that purple app. Click it. Search Academy Sports Show, look for our faces, find our faces, subscribe to our faces. You can also rate our faces. And then make sure you can go to SoundCloud as well. Search us, find us, follow us, love us, and subscribe to us as well as comment. And we love comments. We thrive on the comments to let us know how exactly you feel about the product that we're putting out. And if you are a contributor or want to be a contributor or you want to be a sponsor, academysportshow@gmail.com is the place you want to be. You want to email us and say, hey, I'm a business. I would like to have some product placement behind us or in front of us or just a read. We can do that for you as well. We are your sports show's favorite sports show. I'm your host, Andre Douglas. The next meet your host, Joel Williams.
What's good, everybody? It's the draft! Wow. No. It's not even exciting. It's not even exciting.
You don't like the NBA draft.
It's not that I don't like it. It just doesn't have the same.
Favorite draft.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the least favorite. I only watch two. It just doesn't have the same, feeling like the NFL draft does. For some reason, the NFL draft feels like it's like the start of something. It feels like it's the let's do this, let's prepare, like we can win a Super Bowl. Like it just feels different.
You think the impact, because these guys after 3 are going to take years to develop, whereas in the NFL draft you'll be seeing the guys, usually first and second round guys, on the field right away, and you can feel their impact right away?
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Or is it just that the Cavaliers don't have much trade? You don't really care.
Nice try. Anyway, what's up, everybody? It's good to be here. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys joining us. It is draft night. It's a Thursday in the D, as always. That's why you're looking at us. That's why you listen to us, because here we are. So welcome. We are live, as you know, Academy Sports Show. And we got a good show for you tonight. A little bit to talk about. The finals are over. Done. The Raptors are the champs. How do you feel about that? So we'll give you our take on that, kind of put a bow on that, as Dre would say. We can close it down, wrap up the NBA season. Also, we got to talk a little bit of free agency, all right? Injuries, man, oh man. ACLs and Achilles being torn everywhere. So
Tendons everywhere.
Tendons everywhere. So now we got a different situation on our hands for free agency. We'll talk a little bit about that, give our opinions on that. And of course, there is the NBA draft taking place. Zion's already gone number 1. Ja's already gone number 2. And RJ has already gone number 3. So the draft is moving right along. We kind of knew that was all going to happen. The fireworks supposedly start at 4, where the Hawks have already traded up. So we'll see how that goes and if they pick up who they want to pick up, and we'll kind of move from there. So that and much more tonight on the Academy Sports Show Podcast Live.
Podcast Live?
Podcast Live.
Podcast Live.
Yeah.
All right. And we'd like to pay the bills here. Once again, you can be a part of the bills at academysportshow@gmail.com. But we love our sponsors. One being Mr. Mike Vaughn's Plumbing, both licensed and insured. Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices, whether it's a gift, cold waterproofing, or daily home services. You want to call the man?
313-304-7786. You see how I came back in on that?
It's just real smooth. We set it up real nice. Real nice. Like VaughnsPlumbing.com also gives you the quotes for all the services that they provide, as well as a map of the areas that they service. But we suggest you call the man, the myth, the legend.
313-304-7786.
You call him up. Say, hey, we got a problem. The guys at Academy Sports Show told me to call you. He says, oh, those guys over there, those guys right there are the real MVP, most valuable podcast.
Oh! We're on fire tonight. Just starting out. Also, don't forget, if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, lease, invest, or maybe even looking for a career change, and it's all in that area of real estate, call my man Nick Bowers and his team at Keller Williams Lakeside. Let the home team help you with their real estate needs. Go to their website at www.thehometeamusa.com or on Facebook at The Home Team. It's The Home Team, a team you can depend on. Call my man Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. That's Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. KW Lakeside, the home team.
All righty then. You are correct, sir. I do want to put a ball in it. Let's put a ball in this NBA Finals.
What is the NBA?
Last time we talked, it was actually the last game, last Thursday. Ended Game 6. Game 6.
Yeah.
Raptors are the NBA champion. With that, I'm sorry. Let's try this again. Raptors are the NBA champion.
Congratulations.
But it was a little drama during that game. We saw Klay Thompson go down after Danny Green tried to block a dunk. He apparently tore his ACL, didn't know it, tried to keep playing, walked off, told him, hey, he had to shoot these free throws if you want to come back. Made his triumphant return, made 2 free throws, went back in the back, said he was trying to stay loose until he got the news that his ACL was torn. Then he saw him on crutches exiting the building. So after that happened, it's kind of like, well, Raptors here, just, we feel like just giving this to you. Go ahead and take it. Steph did have a good look at the end of the game. He had a good Steph look. It wasn't like, a spot up jump shot to win the game. It was a Steph Curry floating to the right. I can see the rim, so I'm gonna flick the wrist kind of shot. Yeah. We've seen him make those many times. So it was a good shot for Steph.
Right.
But it didn't go in. Raptors win. Kawhi Leonard MVP. Kyle Lowry is a champion. And it was a party in Toronto.
I think gave me a chance.
I think we both feel the same about this championship. How do you? I mean, I'll let you verbalize it. How do you feel about the Raptors being NBA champions?
Yeah, so I don't really care. And you know what? Here's the thing. We're taking a chance here, right? Because
I don't really care.
If there are people that are listening to this podcast from Canada, congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Canada.
There you go. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors, to the champs, and everybody that is a Raptors fan. Congratulations. I had no horse in this race. Okay, I'm not a Raptors fan. I'm not a Warriors fan. I have been beaten into submission to just pick the Warriors, just to be picking them. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when Clay went down, I didn't want to see a game 7. I didn't, because once he walked out with crutches, then we already knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we didn't know torn ACL, but you knew he wasn't coming back in 2 days.
Right.
So I didn't want to watch Game 7 with Steph and the others versus the Raptors. To me, I felt like all of that energy would have got them to Game 7, and they would have gotten blown out on Toronto's home floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think that would have went. So I'm glad it ended in 6. I'm sorry, it just don't sound right to me or feel right that the Raptors are the world champions. Like they're just
champion.
Yeah, it just don't. It's weird to me. So there's just no fun in it to me. I don't know. And it's crazy because I had Cleveland fans asking me like, "Well, how could you root for the Warriors? I mean, those are like our arch enemies." I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't rooting. It was just like my pick was the Warriors. So kind of when you're in this line of work and you want the pick you made to win so that you can claim your knowledge is high, right?
Right.
So congratulations to the Raptors, man. Congratulations. You better. I mean, we'll talk free agency in a second, so you better hope he stays, because if he don't, then it's one and done.
All right. Well, I guess we can go there because I ain't got nothing to say about the championship. Like, you won it. Good job. Nobody's gonna remember it. Big one Toronto. It's one of those things where you play 2K and you look at all the champions and you go, "Oh yeah, the Raptors did win one."
Yep.
It's kind of one of those.
Oh wow!
But the man who is going to benefit from this more than anybody is going to be Kawhi Leonard. He got him another title. He got him another Finals MVP. Now he's an unrestricted free agent. He can pick. Right now, it seems his options are Toronto. He just won a championship. He can be the Lord of the East as much as he wants to, or he can still go to sunny California, where the Clippers have cleared cap space and they want him to be their man to take them to the promised land, so he can get 3 rings in 3 different places and 3 different MVPs.
How about that?
If you're Kawhi Leonard, what do you do?
Oh man. If you're Kawhi Leonard, you stay in the East. You stay in the East. You stay with the Raptors. Stay with the Raptors. It fits Kawhi Leonard. Like, even though he had his moment of shade at the parade where he laughed and had everybody, like he had everybody kind of like, "Oh, okay, I see you," to show that sense of humor.
Fun guy.
It's like still, like, to me, you still fit that. Be Toronto, be the man up there. He don't fit California to me like that. And to me, I get it. That's where you're from. Go. Sure, you want to go home and do that, but I just think if you want to get to the finals every year and you want to win these chips or have a really good shot, it's LeBron land now. You can stay in the East and potentially go to the finals for the next 5 or 6 years.
Potentially.
You go out west, man. It's some dogs waiting for you out there, bro. AD is on the Lakers now. It's some people out there waiting for you. If they get a third guy, that's gonna be hard, man. Right now, people are picking the Lakers to get to the finals. Just went to 2. Now, yes, LeBron's only got a few more years left, but hey, Zion's on the Pelicans now. And maybe somebody goes to place with him. But they got a nice little squad if you look at the people they got from LA.
Right.
So KD and Clay will return.
They will return.
Will they return with the Warriors? Who knows? But you got some stuff. Portland's still out there. Dame is still out there.
Denver's
still there. We're gonna get to see the Jazz with Conley. We're gonna see the Mavericks with Porzingis, and oh my goodness, stay in the East, my friend. Be the Lord of the East and the King of the North.
That's it. That's all you got to worry about.
Right. It's just with Giannis. And if you don't ever develop a jumper, the Bucks will be your main culprits in the finals, because Chris Middleton just went free agency on them too.
Yeah, they'll be the new LeBron.
Yep.
Kawhi, Milwaukee.
Stay in the East, Kawhi. That's what you should do.
Okay. I think he should stay in the East.
All right.
But
we agree.
I think he will go west.
I don't know, sir. Just keep talking.
But I think he will go west. And I say that because Kawhi has stuck to his guns this whole time.
That's true.
He sat out. He didn't flinch for nobody. When his coach called him out, when Pop called him out, he didn't flinch for nobody. Excuse me. When Tony Parker called him out, he didn't flinch for nobody. He stayed the course. He got traded. He stayed the course. He said, "Hey, I need time management. I need load management."
Yep.
Stayed the course,
Yep.
and it all worked out.
Yep.
So why do I deviate now? If you believe all the insiders, his goal has been to get to LA. His goal has been to get to the Lakers or the Clippers, somebody to play with in LA. That has been his goal. That has been his driving force. So a championship is a nice bargaining chip. I won't lie to you. It will let you sit back.
We're talking free agency.
Let you sit back with your camp and be like, bro, we just want a chip though. Like, you still want to continue this path? Like, sometimes paths are made to be deviated.
That's true.
But I think that he stays his course. I think he's a Clipper. I think he signs that 4-100, goes for the Clippers, and just make that West just back to it being a dog, and opens the door wide open for Giannis and whoever else wants to come west.
Kyrie in the East, maybe.
Whoever else wants.
Unless Kyrie goes to LA.
So what does that do for Toronto?
Nothing.
They go back to.
Oh, that's worse. Sir, it's worse. They go back to the second tier of the East.
Yeah, that's true.
Second tier of the East, because you got to consider what's left. Lowry, Siakam, Gasol, maybe if he comes back.
Gasol and Danny Green can leave for
Yeah. If and they're gonna wait, of course. They'll wait to see what Kawhi does. If Kawhi leaves,
and then if you're a top free agent, you don't want to follow that.
Oh no,
you don't want to go there and be like,
no.
Kawhi Leonard shoes.
Oh no. The only way another big dog's getting to Toronto is only by trade again. Like, I don't know. Everybody talks about how great of a city Toronto is, and it is. I've been. It's a great city. However, it's not an attractive basketball market. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to pick you in free agency. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for all of our Canadian listeners. We are in Detroit, right across the river here. So I understand. But listen, it's not going to happen that way. So it's okay, Toronto. If he stays, you should be extremely happy. There's rumors that he might stay and sign a 1-and-1, where he plays a year, then he has that player opt that next year. And that'll be to tie you up, to keep you making decisions, as they would say. LeBron, you guys.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting. However, at the end of the day, if he goes to LA, I don't think that – here's what he's proven. He's proven that he can take a team to the championship.
Yep.
And he don't need nobody.
Nope.
I just think if he goes out west and does that,
it's going to be hard.
It's going to be harder than it was this year to get through the East. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be that guy. Let's not forget, you did beat a team without KD and Clay.
Yes, you did. So listen.
Just saying.
I think he goes west. You think he stays east?
We both think he should stay east.
Oh, yeah.
I think he stays east, but you think he's going to go west.
Yeah, I believe he's going to go west. I think he should stay east. Rack up those, finals appearances, titles, and whatever.
So you can be called the great one.
Yep.
You can be getting the greatness argument.
Stay in that argument.
Because he potentially could win more chips than LeBron.
Yeah. It's possible. Staying in the East. So, all right, at least assume his 5 straight Eastern Conference or finals and all that other stuff. Add all that stuff to his resume. He's already got two Defensive Player of the Year trophies.
Right.
He already got 2 Finals MVP trophies, 2 rings. He's sitting pretty right now.
Right.
So it's like, am I good? Should I just go get this Clippers money and just chill in LA and be with my folks? Or should I worry about my legacy and live in Toronto? You never know. But I know. All right. And now, what about Golden State? Where do you see them impacting with the injuries on how their 2 free agents go? Do you see Klay Thompson staying, signing his max deal? Do you see Kevin Durant staying, signing his max deal? Both guys, at least KD will probably rehab 1 whole year. Klay maybe, 3/4 of the year. But you know, with an ACL tear, it usually takes a couple seasons to get back to your 100% self. So when he comes back, he'll probably be like 70%. Then the following year, he'll probably be back at 100%. How do you manage one, the injury, and two, your free agency? Did anything change in your mind when KD got hurt on where he stays and goes?
Yeah, I think it changed because, I think we kind of talked about this last week a little bit. It changes because of where you rehabbing at.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I was the supporter of rehab in Golden State. You know the people, you know the doctors. I wasn't all for the doctors put him out there.
They owe you one.
Yeah, I'm not with that. I believe you stay, and they got the kid from Garland, the point guard. So
you got 2 point guards.
I had 2 point guards.
Yeah, 2
Sexton and him. Great.
Good job.
Great. But that's just because he's gonna play the 2 probably. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you stay. To me, you stay. If you're healthy now, it's the pick of the litter. Like and I don't know why I was hoping this, but for some reason I did want to see like him and Kyrie in New York with Zion. But then Zion ends up in New Orleans. But I still would like to see. I want to see somebody come to the East
with RJ.
Like to me, that still would have been something nice. But I think now because he's hurt, I think you sign for what is it, 31 mil or something, and you get your 1 year rehab while you're getting that check, and then you player opt the next year, because I think you're right. They're both a year away. Mm-hmm. I think even if one of them comes back, or nowadays these guys come back from injuries early, but they're not themselves until another like half a season or so.
KD's done. I think KD doesn't play any year next year.
I agree. ACL may be playoffs.
Clay he can shoot for playoffs.
So I think that you come back. I think if I'm Golden State, I try to get both of those guys in the fold for 1-and-1s. Get them in, get them healthy, and that's a good time to even continue to talk with them, kind of massage that process. Then come win a chip again.
Yeah.
Remind them again what you guys can be.
Yeah.
All right. And then
watch somebody else win it. And then
restore the hunger, right? Get that attitude again. Like, who y'all think y'all are? We the Warriors, and then y'all come back a year later. So I think it has 100% all the impact on where he goes and what Clay does. I think they both stay put. That's my recommendation. Sign those little 1-year deals. Get your check. Get healthy. You're comfortable there. You know the place. They're getting a $1 billion arena.
Mm-hmm.
So things are. Yeah, y'all about to be looking good too. So I say you stay and do that, and that's how we ride. That's how I would roll with it.
I think they both stay.
Okay.
I think
we're agreeing though.
Yeah, I think they both stay. I think they both stay, but I'll go a step further with KD. I think he signs to 5. I don't instead of doing the 1-and-1 or the 1 year, I think he signs. I think he commits. I think Clay commits. Something happened when they both got hurt. I think they can bond over it. They'll rehab together. Like, now they appreciate what Kevin does for them.
Okay.
Since losing that chip, now struggling without him, wanting to be a dynasty.
You're making them out to be really human.
And right. and here's the thing too, right? Oakland, the Warriors, the Oakland Warriors, Steph's time. Going to San Francisco now. Maybe they love KD a little more here.
Okay.
Maybe he can make that his time.
Okay.
Maybe he can get that admiration.
You stretching now. I feel like you're stretching now. I feel like you're reaching here.
The fans are gonna drive across the bridge, But now you got a new fan base. KD is now adorned for putting his body on the line for the franchise. Whether you think he was pushed or he wasn't pushed or it was a free accident, it doesn't matter. I think he stays for a long time. I think they got a good pitch to keep him there for a long time.
Sir, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're on record for you calling the Zion shot. Mm-hmm. You called it. He's here now. Let's see what happens. If these dudes both sign long terms, over the next 3 weeks. You need to play the lottery, and I want you. Okay. So if they both sign like that, that might be bigger news than where some of these guys land.
Yeah.
Because that tells you exactly what you just said. That tells you that their mentality is, we will be back.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw them after the finals ended in their interviews, Draymond and Steph. There's a little arrogance there. There's a little resentment to this idea.
They don't let confidence.
Yeah, like there's this idea here that the Warriors done, and they're like, hold on,
we're gonna pop.
Hold on, yeah, give us a minute here. So, that's the part of the Warriors that I do that I do connect with, is that piece there.
Mm-hmm.
So if they both do this, sir, you got something on your hands, man.
I think they both re-up long term.
Huh.
And whoever wins this,
talk to your people.
Whoever wins this chip, it's a loaner to them.
You better beware,
because then they gonna come back full force, all guns blazing, ready to go with the Monstars minus DeMarcus.
Wow. We are the Academy Sports Show podcast live. We're talking free agency right now. NBA free agency, NBA draft is going on behind us. We are live right now on YouTube. We appreciate all of our listeners, all of our viewers. We're also live on Facebook, which is about to shut down, as we always do after we go through a little bit. You got to go over to YouTube to watch us. And you can always follow us at Academy Sports Show on Instagram and on Facebook. And email us for sponsorship opportunities at Academy Sports Show with 2 S's at gmail.com. But we're talking free agency right now. Dre has an interesting perspective.
I'm calling it.
KD and Clay will sign long-term, rehab, and then see you next season. Or in 2020, 21 for another finals run.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be back on. So those two guys were major dominoes, right? So we talk about Kawhi Leonard. That's a major domino of free agency. We talk about Klay Thompson, KD, 2 major dominoes of free agency. Now the next move has some impact on free agency.
Right.
AD to the Lakers. Right. So there was a move made, whether good, dumb, or indifferent. AD, Orlando Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and 3 number 1 picks including tonight's draft, right?
Yes.
But they made this trade with no capologist who would have informed them, say, hey, once you agree to this trade, make sure they do it later on in the month, because if you do it now, it's gonna hit your cap.
Yep.
So
you don't have room for a third guy.
You don't have room for a third guy. And now reports are they're scrambling to get rid of the last couple others.
Last people on the roster.
So they can get another max spot. So impact of the AD trade for the Lakers and for LeBron. And then also impact of trying to get the next person to come join them.
So the Lakers, it just seems like they just can't get it right. Okay, so the trade itself, I like the trade for the thing of, listen, y'all finally did something right in the sense of getting someone there. Because outside of this trade, this was really looking like this wasn't happening for another year at least. Clearly, Rich Paul and the camp, and the AD camp, they were serious about where they wanted to be.
Right.
AD wanted nowhere else but the Lakers. Which, if you think about it, after LeBron retires, that's probably a good fit for him still.
Yeah, big man.
Yeah. So, but the fact that he still jacked up this move with the cap.
And if you're the Pelicans too, like, you just want to get this over with.
Just get it, yeah, for real.
Slate for Zion.
David Griffin did a great job. He went, he goes and makes his push. AD and his people clearly don't want in. The thing I liked about David Griffin is he didn't play around with it. He didn't put stuff out in the news and do all that mess. I made my push. This is what we're trying to do. We're about to get Zion. You can play with him. Boom, boom, boom. I got a ring. I built this. I built teams. I can do all that. Y'all don't want to be here. Rich Paul, you know me, bruh. Yeah. Okay, fine. All right. It was like 2 days later after you heard that they had their talk. They were shopping them.
Yeah.
And here's what we're looking for. Let's make it happen. And kudos to David Griffin and the Pelicans. they got a haul for this guy.
Did they?
Bro, they got a haul. They got 3 number ones
Okay, yeah, that part.
that they have flipped into a number 4. That they have just flipped into a number 8, a number 10, and a number 36 in this draft. So they have 4 first-round picks in this draft. So plus you got players in Hart. I like that kid.
I like Josh.
You got some pieces on your team still. Randall.
Opted out, not gonna resign.
Yeah, that's right. Drew Holiday.
Is he really an off guard or is he a point guard?
That's going to be the question. But I like the additions. I like that.
I just feel like he got just a bunch of bodies.
But they're making a push to be something in the West.
Right.
So it's like
their starting lineup
he got the
be
best I think that he could have got.
Lonzo, Holiday,
Zion,
Ingram, Zion, Okafor.
Yeah.
That's going to be their starting 5.
They're going to compete at the lower half of the West because they're young.
Plus whatever the 3 kids they about to get right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
So listen, to me, they got the best. You got to look at AD wasn't going. You got pretty much half the Lakers.
Yeah.
On your squad now.
Who didn't win though?
Who didn't win anything?
So like, if I don't understand Laker fans, they're like, "Oh, you gave up too much."
No,
you got to keep Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, that's all you should have been concerned with.
Right now.
Right now, they literally have 3 guys on their roster.
It was between Kuzma and Lonzo.
You're right.
You had to get rid of one of them.
You should have kept the one you kept, and he's still there.
He made a good choice.
Absolutely. So I feel like both teams came out good. I like the draft picks. Draft picks are good in NBA because you can have top-heavy drafts. You can have gyms. You can find guys. So if I'm the Pelicans, I like your future. I like, the prospect.
You're going to sell seats.
Oh, God, yeah. And yeah, you're about to fill the house.
Mm-hmm.
So expect a new arena soon. Expect an all-star game. All that. Look forward to all that. But I think that the only drawback to this is the Lakers, like,
they didn't have a capologist.
You have nothing now. even if you fill out your roster, like, I'm hard pressed right now to figure out who those fill outs are until free agency gets going, because maybe there's some second tier free agents.
You keep the guy. I think so. It's randoms, Mo Wagner.
But do you keep them?
People, and then if they're saying if you get rid of these guys, then you got one max spot.
Max spot left. There you go.
And then you got a whole bunch of mid-level exceptions to fill out your roster.
Bunch of 1-year race.
I.e. Miami.
There,
all right.
Yep.
All right. So
shame that.
And I think you just keep the money you got. I think Mo Wagner is a good player. I think if you do something with him, he can play power forward, center, and get you good minutes. He can shoot the 3.
Okay.
Right? You take that money and you split it up for guys who wants to play with you.
Okay.
Instead of getting a max spot. Now, it goes against my theory. I said it's going to be AD, LeBron, and Kyrie. That was me. I said that.
Don't do that.
I think it makes more sense to get other guys now.
Oh.
It makes more because they messed it up.
Because of the trade.
Yeah, they messed it up.
Okay.
So now I got to go off the information that I'm giving. If they didn't mess it up and would have had the spot open, Kyrie come on the board and we still got money to flesh out for everybody else.
Right.
But now that you don't have that money, you got to get guys. You got to go get Danny Green for 2 years, $8 million. You got to go get JJ Redick. You got to go get Pat Beverly. You got to go get Rondo. You got to go get guys like that, veterans, just to flesh out the roster.
Yeah.
Instead of just going after another max guy. If you go after a Kemba Walker or a Kyrie Irving, get rid of these last low-level guys, now you just got 4 guys. You got 4 guys and hope that nobody gets hurt. Where if it's Kyrie, he gets hurt. If it's AD, he's been hurt. If it's LeBron, he just got hurt.
Oh, no fair.
So I think you flesh out the rest of it. Do you agree? Do you keep the money you have, spread it out amongst veterans, or do you get rid of the others and try to go after one max guy?
Yeah, so the option is those are your choices, right? And if they get rid of the people, then they can do things earlier. If you hold on too long, then when it's time for you to be able to do things, most of those top tier guys are going to be gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this to me is a hard choice because I feel like might you need 3 dogs in the West?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you feel like Kuzma's gonna be
Your third dog,
a third dog, if you think he's gonna be a good
he's
top tier, and he's a top 15 type Bosch player,
mm-hmm.
then you got yourself 2 top 10 players and a top 15 player. Then you flush out your roster because you can see those 3, and to your point, put a good veteran point guard and a shooter on the floor with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're deadly. Then the coaching comes into question because then you have to stagger them. What does your bench look like?
Mm-hmm.
Which if you're going to get a bunch of mid-level exception guys, 1-year guys, there's a possibility that the 2 people in your starting lineup plus your bench are horrible,
Mm-hmm.
or not horrible, but not good enough.
Right.
So
wouldn't start on a regular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you can build a Miami Heat, then you take the risk.
Yep.
But if you think Kuzma is your Bosch, then okay. Then wait, fill it out with some guys. Opportunity of getting better players. So I'm with you. You wait, because the waiting allows you to get better second-tier players. Staying around, and maybe there's a guy out there that's like a second, that's willing to take less or wait for you guys to have that ability, and then you can sign him because he wants to go there, right? Maybe Jimmy Buckets wants to go west, so maybe he waits a couple weeks and takes a little less, since he did get a nice transition over to Philly and all. I mean, maybe he would. Maybe I doubt. Maybe Kemba does, but I doubt it. But a JJ Redick, that's a shooter. A Patrick Beverly, he's an ant. He's an annoying ant. But I'm sure he would love to be in that environment and be around those guys. So maybe you wait it out. So I'm with you. You wait. I just wonder, do they need a third guy? Is Kuzma that third guy? I feel like you feel like he can be that guy because what you saw when they didn't have that year before, you were like, okay, this dude's for real.
He is. He's nice. He
can shoot it. I don't know though.
He's a big that you can spread the floor with, right? It's not a lot of 6'9", 6'10" guys that can sit in the corner
Absolutely.
And just pop it when you need him to pop.
Right.
So he's a commodity. Plus, he's only costing you $2 million.
Right.
So keeping him on your roster and then just encouraging him. I think at the end of the day, LeBron pretty much had to choose who he wanted. Like, you want Lonzo or you want Kyle, bro? Like, we gotta do this. Which one do you think plays better?
Why do you always do that?
What?
Why do you always bring
You don't think he was consulted?
Don't ask me that. I'm asking you. Why do you always bring it in?
Consulted.
Like LeBron's the GM.
I didn't say GM. I think he was consulted. Look, if we move forward, we got AD on the books.
Yeah, he's consulted.
We got AD on the books, but they want Ball or they want Kuz. Like, which one do you think we can go the furthest with?
Kuz.
We can get a point guard.
Kuz.
But you can't get a 6'10" guy that can shoot the 3 in the corner.
Handle
and you
it.
Still got more years for him to be on a smaller deal than the other guy.
When you go to the bench, he can command the ball.
Yeah.
He can take the ball on the block. He can get his own shot. You gotta go Kuz.
Gotta go.
I'm not a Lonzo fan. Lonzo shoots the ball with his right hand from his left shoulder. I can't get with it.
So
it's daddy on TV talking crazy. And y'all wonder why we complain about this, but y'all put him on TV. Like, how do you complain about him getting stupid media, but then you put him on television? So he can say crazy stuff like, the Lakers will never win a championship.
Can we shift gears here, please? We can shift gears all you want to, man, girl. All right, so we think the Lakers are going to be all right.
Yeah.
We think the Pelicans are going to be all right.
Yep.
All right, so that leaves the domino effect to everybody else. Now, Jimmy Butler is rumored to be nice and cuddled up with a one James Harden, who is not being cuddled up with a one CP3. It's just what's going on in Houston right now.
Well, so if you believe Stephen A.
If you believe Stephen A.
He says that he talked to Chris Paul and there is no drama and Chris Paul says there's no beef between myself and Harden. The big issue is not with us. The issue is between ownership and D'Antoni.
Okay.
Okay, that's what the word is from Chris Paul. There's no drama. Yes, it took a minute for CP3 and Harden to talk. They did talk. There is no issue there. And a lot of this stuff is being overblown. If you believe Stephen A., that's what's being said. If you believe Chris Bouchard and a couple of the other guys, that's not what's being said. There's drama. There's friction. CP3's off the ball. I think this all boils down to there needs to be a coach in Houston that is going to make these guys play some semblance of offense. And it's not just Harden, hold the ball, shoot it. That will never, pundits that say this, that will never win a championship.
Never win a championship.
It's not. So, Jimmy Butler to Houston. That's how I feel about that. Like, come on, really? Like, another ball dominant guy in Houston? No. Doesn't make sense. The only way I feel like Houston gets better is if they fire their head coach.
Okay.
Get a coach in there that's going to make these guys play offense. Because the James Harden move, it's not gonna work. The dude's a prolific scorer. He will be. He'll continue to win scoring titles, continue to average triple doubles and all that stuff, and they won't get past the conference semifinals.
Okay.
So that doesn't excite me to hear Jimmy Butler.
If you're Jimmy Butler, you got a gravy in Philly right now.
Yep.
Like you got it made. Yep. You got a big that can pace the game for you.
Yep.
You got a point that'll get you the ball because he don't want to shoot it. And at the end of games, they put the ball in your hands.
Absolutely.
It's tailor made for you. This is what you grinded for your whole career, for this opportunity. And Philadelphia, let's say Kawhi leaves. It's you and Giannis now.
That's all it is.
It's all it is now.
Yep.
Why leave such a perfect situation?
I agree.
Stay in Philadelphia,
I
Jimmy
agree.
Buckets.
I agree.
Take their money.
Yeah, I agree.
Stay in Philadelphia.
100%. Ben Simmons, to me, has an opportunity to develop a jump shot.
He has that opportunity.
If he does that, you guys are even better.
A floater, a jump shot, anything.
Something that allows him to shoot and make a basket. You guys are even better if you do that. So, absolutely, Jimmy, stay. You guys have a three-headed monster in Philly. You can win, and Houston is not the place. If you want the ball, Houston is not where you want to go. CP is a point guard that's going to command to run it, and when it goes to Harden, it's not coming back. That's dribble, travel, step back, travel, shot.
Travel, step back.
Okay, that's what that is. So listen,
not travel.
Stay in Philly.
Shoot it. Travel,
step back.
Travel, step back.
Stay in Philly. I'm with you all day. Jimmy, stay in Philly. Please stay in Philly. I can see the Lakers getting like a Chris Middleton.
Of course. Well, he opted out.
Yep, he opted out.
He wants to match.
Dude, hey, go get your money, man. I ain't even mad at you. You haven't done anything to me to really earn that command of a max. But hey, you never talk about a man and his money. Go get your money, right? Go get your money. That's what I'd say. Go get your money, buddy. You want a max. Why? Because you were a no-show in the Eastern Conference Finals? You were the second guy to Giannis? Why am I even spending time on this?
So this was a trade. Atlanta has acquired the number 4.
Atlanta got the number 4.
For the 8 and 17 and 35.
Yep.
Pelicans are sending Solomon Hill at 57.
Yep.
And a future second round pick. Okay. Indiana's traded for TJ.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Indiana made some trades.
Milwaukee traded for Tony Snell. Nobody cares. So this says that Rob Pelinka and David Griffin, upon completion of the Anthony Davis deal, had agreed that if a third team was looped into trade, teams would finalize on July 6th. No third team wanted to wait until late July.
Right.
Once Atlanta was brought in today, Pelinka was already on board. What does that mean?
Oh, that means that means that they got to take the cap hit then, right? Because the third team, I think, opens the door now.
So I thought the Atlanta deal was separate from that.
No, the Atlanta deal. Well, I thought it was too, but it sounds like there's a third. It sounds like it's not.
Well, since things okay, so maybe so.
Well, because remember the Atlanta pick was the Lakers picking for Atlanta.
Right.
So technically,
now
that's the third team.
Okay. So the rookies that are being picked are going to Atlanta.
Yeah, the person being picked at 4 was really going to Atlanta.
That was DeAndre Hunter.
Yes, he's going to Atlanta.
Okay.
So maybe that helps them.
So maybe they do get the money now.
Yeah.
Maybe that helps them, opens up that third spot.
If it opens up that third spot, then watch out.
Kyrie!
Which is another reason why Kawhi should stay in Toronto.
Uncle Drew.
Sir, because AD, Bron, and that third guy, whoever it is, no, sir. And in a year, we already said the Warriors will be back. Stay the king of the North and the Prince of the East. Whatever you got to be.
Whatever you go.
Stay in the East, Kawhi.
Stay with Fat Lowry. He'll keep you.
Yeah. He a baller now. He feeling himself.
They was like, they slandering my boy, Kyle. It's like, it was rightfully so, bro. Like, absolutely. It wasn't just slander out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
He was
horrible.
He was horrible in the playoffs.
Cats be trying to act like y'all been like this.
I threw it for my boy Cal.
Y'all, but you ain't been like this, bro. You were horrible, playoff Lowry. I've watched you for the last eight years, sir. And I'm thankful for your service to the Toronto Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers, sir. Thank you. Let's not even try that.
Okay. So, and then I guess the other free agents, Kimba's talking about he want to take last, but you never know what's going on there. So we'll see.
Listen, Kimba, can you leave Charlotte, please? Stop sitting in Charlotte talking about stuff. Oh, I love my city and all that. Nobody's coming there, bro. Nobody's ever coming to Charlotte.
But do you uproot yourself just to go to the Knicks and stuff?
If somebody else going to the Knicks too.
Keep sucking?
If somebody else going to the Knicks? Anybody going to the Knicks with you?
No.
Y'all know y'all be on the phone talking about this. June 30th is fastly approaching. We have one more show before free agency. You know how this is going to go. They all talking. So let's not. Listen, you stay in Charlotte and just suck?
I'm staying in Charlotte. I mean, it's home for now. Okay. All right, so then I think I asked last week, but now it's kind of looming. Kyrie had, gave the Nets the wink and a nod. They cleared the cap space. If you're Kyrie, you go east with nobody.
Well, which Kyrie are we talking about? We talking about the Kyrie, I want to be the man. I want to lead a team.
Yep.
Or we talking about the Kyrie like, oh, I realize that this is hard.
Why did the voice change? Why did the voice change?
I'm just saying, which Kyrie are we talking about?
Is that Auntie Drew?
I don't know.
I don't understand why the voice changed.
I wonder what Kyrie are we talking about?
So what does Kyrie have to do for you for him to be respected? Like,
you gotta explain yourself, sir.
What do you mean explain?
I don't know. When they ask, when he gets on the podium with his new team, I want to hear, because somebody's gonna ask him. Now you're back with LeBron. What brought you back? What I want to hear it.
I was watching old clips and we just worked so good together.
Listen, you talk to me after that happens, and I'll let you know how I feel. But if I'm him, you got to go find somebody.
But if you just go to Brooklyn by yourself, you'd be like, you dummy.
I am. Oh, for sure. No, I was about to tell you my answer. Go find somebody that can help you, bro. Because that's the league we're in today. If you haven't noticed, this is the league we're in today. And it's the league we're going to be in for the next 10, 15 years.
Right.
Find someone to help you. So, hey, Kyrie, guess go to the Lakers. Go to the Lakers. Go to the Bucks. I was just kidding. Go to the Lakers. Go to the Lakers. You got to. If you want to be in the conversation of relevance in the playoffs, being great, because part of your greatness in the NBA is defined by what you do in the playoffs. And if you want to make the playoffs and be dominant, go to a team that's already got somebody. Because if you go to the Nets, D'Angelo's leaving. So that's not going to happen. So that's your other star player who's He's a baller. Maybe he goes and joins up with somebody. If I'm him, that's another thing. You done made your name, young man.
Go
You
back
done,
to the Lakers.
right. You done proven. You proved to everybody that you can play in this league and you deserve big money. So D'Angelo, go team up with somebody. But if I'm Kyrie, you gotta go team up with somebody. Like you can't go to the Nets.
Just go play basketball by yourself.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Or maybe now I can see him going to New York still though, and hooking up with RJ Barrett. That's
not enough.
It's not enough right now. But you gotta, he could be he's young still, and he could be there with all the young guys who will follow his. He
was on the team with a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, but these aren't young guys. But these aren't young guys that went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year prior. These are young guys that never won anything, and they need somebody to show them the way.
I guess.
So I'm just saying that's possible. I'm not saying that's
go West, young man.
Yeah, go West with everybody else.
You see, you want him to do it. You won't look down on him.
I want to hear his explanation.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on free agency. I had an idea too the other day because I was like, okay, so Chris Paul's contract. Who could take on Chris Paul's contract? Well, if Kyrie leaves Boston, they'll use Boston money, right? And
yeah.
They would have paid him. Scary Terry don't want to be there no more. Why don't you do a sign and trade for Scary Terry, a couple draft picks, go get Chris Paul? Wouldn't that make Boston better? And then they'll give Terry a starting point guard job in Houston, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, it would. But can we talk about Boston? Because I said this a couple weeks ago, and I want to say it again. Danny Ainge, sir, you're on the chopping block.
How?
Sir, look around. Look around at the land. Nope. Look at the landscape of the NBA. We were praising this guy for Gordon Hayward signing. We were praising this guy. He's got all these picks. He's got all this. Danny Ainge, you are now culpable because your team is falling apart. Kyrie's gone. Horford gone. He opted out. What you got left? Jason Tatum and the others? Who's Jason Tatum right now?
Listen.
And you still got all these cachets of picks. You got all this capital. Nothing. He's done nothing. He's now the scariest GM in the NBA. Won't make a decision, won't pull a trigger. He's done absolutely nothing. He is culpable, responsible for this atrocity that is now the Boston Celtics.
Atrocity? That's a little much. First of all,
they might barely make the playoffs next year.
They're in the East. They'll be top 5. And if Kawhi leaves, they'll be top 4.
Cam Reddish is going to the Hawks, bro.
Yeah, the Hawks are loaded now. They got so much young talent.
The Hawks are about to.
They like the youngest.
Hey, the Hawks just replaced the Celtics as a top 5 team.
Oh God. Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Trae Young, John Collins. They just young. They just stupid young.
Yeah, stupid like Oklahoma City stupid young. Like we really don't know no better. We just go walk to practice. We go walk from arena to the ice cream shop and back. Everything we do is together. We a college squad, but we pros, and we about to ball out on you.
Yeah, they gonna ball.
Watch out for the Hawks next season, ladies and gentlemen, because they are about to make a statement in the East.
Yeah, they about to ball. But yeah, that was my thinking on that. But about your, the Celtics,
Danny Ainge.
You still have Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is your cornerstone player, right?
Which we don't know if he's really a cornerstone player.
He will have room to do so.
Right. He's gonna be he's gonna be a cornerstone on a bad team.
He gotta be on a bad. It's on the East.
No, but it's gonna be Bosh or the Raptors. Remember that squad?
Listen, you can draft a center, or you can go get a center. You don't need Al Horford. You still got Jaylen Brown. You still got Morris. If you can re-sign Terry Rozier.
Oh God, scary Terry.
They played well when there was no Kyrie. You can use Gordon Hayward as a trade chip and get some more assets.
Whoever takes that trade is stupid.
Somebody was look.
Oh, for sure, somebody's going.
He's a wing. He's a wing that can shoot. Somebody's going to need him. Somebody's going to need him.
That's
trade him away. If one thing Danny Ainge is good at, it's accumulating assets.
Draft picks. Thank you.
So
get no help.
Accumulate draft picks
And
just
get no
keep
help.
Going. Listen, if
Bottom of the
if
East.
Masai Ujiri flamed out on this trade, we would be saying this is the worst thing ever. Unfortunately, we have to say that. Well, I don't care. Unfortunately, but for the sake of argument, unfortunately, Danny Ainge's on the other side of that. He went for Kyrie Irving, which was a damn good trade, by the way. You traded away pissing away, and you got Kyrie Irving, right?
Yep.
And it was all supposed to work out, right?
Yep.
But for some reason, it didn't work out.
Yep.
And you just got to take you're not going to chin for that. So you are here to square up and hit him right on the chin for that move. When in hindsight, we all say he got away with highway
let me be clear.
for that deal.
No,
just
let me be
because
clear.
It didn't work out.
That move was good. It's the lack of moves made after.
What moves did you really need after? You had a squad. You had two good up-and-coming wings. You had a guy that you paid a lot of money to who you thought was going to be a sniper. And at least he's a white boy that can shoot. That's all. That at least he's a sniper. Right? At least he can shoot the ball. You got to give him that.
I never believed in that.
You can't. Okay, you can't. You don't believe in his talent. You don't believe in the money they pay for him. But when you see the white guy get on the court, you know to guard him from three. That's just it's par for the course in basketball. All right, and then you got an all-star, all-pro, champion point guard with an anchor as a center in Al Horford, with a good bench, with good rotational pieces. He put together a good team. It just didn't work out. That's all. I don't think you should bury him. It just didn't work out. What other moves could he have made to make that roster better? That roster was set up. Your roster set up. You had Boston going to the finals all year. So it was there. Just because they didn't achieve their goal wasn't his fault necessarily. The roster was there. Get off his back.
All right. Okay.
Get off his back.
Bottom of the East next year.
And the Hawks are top five.
When I say bottom, I mean 7 through 10 next year.
Hawks are top five next year.
For sure.
All right. So we still, like Joe said, we still got a couple weeks to talk about this free agency. I'm sure more Woj bombs will drop between now and then. So we'll keep you abreast of all those.
It's going to be interesting.
And give you our reactions for those. We gave you the recap of the finals and what we think the final teams are going to do. Let's talk about the future. The future is behind us right now. The future is here. And Zion Williamson is the #1 overall draft pick. Yep. Now, if you can see me on YouTube right now, it's just I saw this coming from years off in the past. I saw it. I caught it. I'm halfway there.
In high school.
I'm halfway there right now. Now, when LeBron is ready to sit it down, I think Zion is going to get the keys to the league to be the face of the league. I still 5-6 years. Let his game mature. Let his aggression evolve. Let his knowledge for the game evolve. LeBron needed 6-7 years. Jordan needs 6 years. Listen, let this boy grow into a man. Let him shed at least 30 pounds of this baby fat. Grow 2 more inches because he's only 18.
Right.
And I think he will be the guy that Adam Silver puts the keys in his hands. So I think it goes Jordan, Iverson, Kobe, LeBron, Zion.
It's hard to argue. I mean, that's hard to argue with. It is lined up for him.
It's lined up.
It's all lined up for him.
See it.
It's going to be interesting if the face of the league is in New Orleans. That's going to be interesting.
It is going to be.
When you think about franchises, and oftentimes as you look back over history, you look at some of the people. They're always in these markets.
Or those guys made the market.
Or they make the market, right?
Jordan made Chicago a market.
It is going to be interesting to see if he's in New Orleans, kind of how
Cleveland ain't never been a market.
Until
LeBron made Cleveland a market.
Absolutely, until LeBron got there. So it'll be interesting.
Philadelphia.
No, Philly's been a market.
Oh, yeah,
Dr. J, Barkley was there, Moses Malone. So it'll be interesting to see. But the keys, I mean, the opportunity's there. This is one of those, I wish him the best. Like, I'm glad that he did make it. I'm glad we didn't have any, like, catastrophic injuries that took place while he was at Duke and all that drama. glad he's here. Congratulations to him and the rest of the young fellas that have gotten
You know, I
in.
just want to look when Woj
Right,
on
when
the
Woj
TV.
shows up, you gotta turn around.
Gotta see what he's talking about.
But you're absolutely right. It is set up for him to take over. Man, the NBA's got a funny way of doing it.
He's got a point guard in
He's
Lonzo
got
Ball.
a PG.
He's got a coach.
Yep.
He's got a city behind him.
Yep.
No drama. AD's gone. Everybody's waiting to welcome him in open arms.
And he's got the right market in a sense because it's not a huge one where he's got the media on his back.
Not a lot of championship aspirations.
Yes. So he has that banners to compare against.
Right.
And he's going to be in a place where everybody loves him.
Yep.
Everybody loves him. So it's I think it's perfectly lined up for him. And it's gonna if you're a fan of the NBA, this is gonna be fun to watch. It's setting up nice to watch. I want to see what he does. I want to see what Ja Morant does. I'm rooting for him. I want to see what RJ does. I want to see what Cam Reddish does. There are guys that play college ball. Yeah, there are guys that play college ball this year. As a fan of the game, let me be clear because Tony's a fan of the team every year. Let me be clear. As a fan of the game, I think basketball is going to be fun to watch and fun to watch a lot of these young guys play, and hopefully they live up to the expectation. But it's set up perfectly.
And to piggyback off of that, it's like, am I not allowed to like Zion? Like, I like the player. I want to root for him.
Absolutely.
So that means I can't. I have to be a Pelicans fan before he got there to root for Zion, or can I just root for my favorite player?
That's where I think Tony doesn't get it. Like he goes, "Warriors is my squad. Spurs been my squad. Like every couple of years, these new teams been their squad. Just because a player is like I was not a Heat fan.
You're a LeBron.
I was a LeBron fan. We've always been LeBron fans. So I root for LeBron, and you don't hear me claiming the Lakers. You didn't hear me claim the Heat. I was claiming LeBron. So it took me a year to recover from LeBron leaving Cleveland.
Yeah.
I hated the Heat. I hated him for a moment. I didn't like. I thought how he did it. I hated the way he did it.
Right.
What he did, no problem with it. How he did it, was my issue as a native son of Cleveland.
Right.
But at the end of the day, just because I like a player and I'm rooting for a player does not now make me a fan of that team.
Nope.
I'm not required to buy a jersey
or
a Pelicans t-shirt. And you cannot accuse me of being a homer or a bandwagoner because you're not going to catch me rooting for the Pelicans in the playoffs next year. I'm going to root for the success of Zion.
Yeah.
If you're a true fan of this
game,
and
the success for him is handcuffed to the team
that he plays for, obviously. So I'm going to root for Zion. If this isn't going to happen, but if it's the Pels and the Lakers in the Eastern and West Conference Finals next year, you will hear me say these words. I would be happy for Zion to get this because I would be. Let the young fella get it.
Yeah.
If he gets it, that's cool. What a story, right? You cannot accuse me of being a Pelicans fan at that point.
No. But
I don't think
our job dictates we got to pick somebody.
True. But I would probably pick the Lakers.
I would
still say, as a Bron fan, greater than a Zion fan, I would want Bron to win.
The Zion fandom is still growing.
Exactly.
But trust me when I say I've been following this dude for a long time, and I've been waiting for him to get to the NBA. Now, did I want him to be in a bigger market? Of course so. But
I wanted him in New York.
Would I wear a Zion t-shirt jersey? You damn right I would. Just like I wear a Tom Brady jersey. I don't like the Patriots, but I'm Tom Brady. It is what it is. I just have favorite players. So it's like it should be a poll that we put out. Like what is more bandwagonish to you? Somebody who enjoys one player and follows them through their career, or somebody who roots against one player and picks every team that they go against?
I think that's a good question.
Which is more bandwagonish for you?
I think that's
because LeBron stands hate LeBron, and they literally will pick every team he plays against.
Absolutely. That's going to be our summer anyway of top 5, top 10 lists and voting and all of that. So that'll be our first poll that we put out. If you want to hear other polls or you want us to put out any other polls, shoot us a DM or email us and we'll put your poll out for debate and for voting. And we're just, because that's gonna be our summer because we don't have anything else to talk about besides NBA free agency. So that is a good question that I think we should poll, and we should talk about that on our next show because we're gonna need some
some material. All right, lastly, I just want to put they always have the comparisons. So we're not gonna go too deep in the draft. Let's stay in the top 3 guys: RJ, Zion, Ja Morant. Who are your player comparisons for these guys? We're gonna start from 3 to 1. Starting at RJ Barrett. He's a guy at Duke. He was their leading scorer when I think he was their leading scorer with Zion on the floor, but he was a leading scorer when Zion was off. He's ultra aggressive player. He's a good slasher, pretty good jump shot. I don't know about his leadership skills, but now he goes to a market where in New York where he's probably been the highest toted rookie there in a while. Super young team. His game emulates who to you and who what do you think?
Man,
I've heard James Harden, and I think that's a stretch. I don't want him to play like James Harden.
You don't want him to be like James Harden. That's what
I don't want him. Maybe he could be like Oklahoma City James Harden.
Yeah, I think that's the problem there. It's not. We're concerned about him being a ball James Harden.
Yeah, I don't.
I kind of think, because I'm thinking about his height,
Mm-hmm.
ball handling, can shoot it a little bit. That'll get better. I think he'll have the opportunity to grow into like a real true scorer in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I think about somebody like a Paul George.
Okay.
Like, kind of that lanky, tall, aggressive, can kind of do it all, shoot the 3, can defend.
3 and D.
Yeah, I think he's gonna really be a full complement of skills when it comes to his game. I think the thing about these 3 at the top is I like that their work ethic suggests that they want to be complete players and not just known for one thing. So to me, I think Paul George, that would be my comparison for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked Harden before Houston.
Yeah. There you go. Harden, OKC.
OKC Harden.
OKC Harden.
He can knock down a 3, play good defense, actually cared about the game.
Yeah, that's definitely OKC Harden. Because good defense did not follow Harden.
No, and then came in, energy guy. I'm not suggesting that he comes off the bench, but I'm just saying that when that mind frame helped James Harden when he came into the game.
Right.
He came the game off the bench. He didn't play bench minutes because he played the rest of the game, but he was in there pretty much guarding the best guard and a knockdown shooter, slasher, all that before he got paid and complacent and just wanted to dribble and shoot and dribble, travel, shoot.
Yes. Yep.
All right. What about Ja Morant, the explosive point guard from Murray State? This guy can shoot it. He can defend it. He can dime it. He's going to a team that loses their all-star point guard and Mike Conley. Now they're giving this guy the keys. He's surrounded by shooting now. Like they just got Kyle Korver, Jay Crowder, Grayson Allen. So this team is pretty set up for a good point guard to dish. They might re-sign Valanciunas. So Memphis may, make a little noise this year. The way they're tooled up. How do you see Ja Morant's player comparison and him moving forward?
I'm glad that he's not going somewhere where they're going to be piss poor. Like it's actually nice to hear they got a couple of like vets and they got some players where they can actually compete for that 6th, 7th, or 8th spot in the West. To me, he's a mixture of Russell Westbrook and Dame Lillard. Because I think this kid's got a killer instinct.
Okay.
And it shows when you try to stand there and block his shot, and he will try to jump over
just keep going.
Yep. So it seems like he just has no fear. The kid can shoot it. He's got mid-range. He can obviously get to the rack. But the other part of it is he gets his players involved. Super humble guy, dishes the rock, and playing with guys like Crowder and Korver and Valanciunas, like those are guys that are going to appreciate that from the rookie. Now he's going to have to learn the game. Point guard in the NBA is really hard, but he's going to definitely flourish in an environment like that because I think when he endears himself to them, they will then allow him to be himself as an offensive player. But I think his aggressiveness, the fact that he wants to dominate, gives me a little Westbrook and a little Dame Lillard kind of mixed together. And so he won't be like a jerk like Westbrook. Westbrook could be some people believe a fake bully on the floor.
Yeah, he rubs some people wrong.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll do that. But just that aggressiveness and just that intensity level he'll bring to the game. Another kid I can't wait to see play, man. I cannot wait to see these.
Can't wait to watch these Memphis games.
Yes.
Good job, NBA.
Right. Man, Memphis and New Orleans.
Jeez.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
On TNT.
TNT.
Memphis and New Orleans.
Wednesday night basketball is gonna be Memphis.
ESPN and TNT combined. We're gonna get Memphis and New Orleans 3 times a week. And the Knicks. Even though the Knicks are bad, we're gonna get a couple of Knicks games.
7 and 25.
The Knicks are gonna be on at 7 o'clock.
The 7 and 25 Memphis Grizzlies. Exactly. With the 10 and 32.
Oh, God. Nice job on the math.
I just said. Well, I compare him to a young Derrick Rose. I think he can just come in and just yam on everybody. Yeah. I think his athletic ability is going to overtake any other his attributes moving forward. Because right now you played at a small school, so now you're playing against grown men, and now you're a point guard in the West, stacked with point guards. They're gonna come at you all the time.
Yep.
So the mental might not be there of where to make the right move, what the right play. I just think athletic ability is gonna take over, and it's just gonna be Yam City. I think it's gonna be like top 10 Sports Center highlights. Nice. Let me show you what John Morant did last night.
So, that's definitely how it was when he was in college.
Yeah. So I think and D Rose was the same way. When he got in the league, he didn't have a jump shot. He didn't have a jumper like that. And I think Ja has him on that. But I don't think he's gonna fall back on it. I think he's still gonna attack the rim.
Yeah.
Reckless abandonment, body on the line. I didn't want to go as far as say Dwayne Wade, but he could.
I hope not though, because Dwayne Wade's career is shorter because he put his body on the line. Dwayne Wade's been kind of old for a few years now, so I hope that doesn't happen. He ended up playing 16
He's had
years,
retired knees,
but his knees have been gone. They left about year 12, so I do hope that Ja doesn't get that reckless. But the thing about his recklessness is when he gets in there, sometimes his assault on the rim, he'll also dish it while he's in there, which is I think is gonna be cool. I think he's gonna give you some of those top 10s are gonna be a dime that he threw, and also to some dunks.
Nice pick and roll with Valanciunas. Somebody steps up, but you got Korver wide open for 3. Yeah, I think he's gonna make the bright basketball play, but he definitely gonna give you some highlights this year. It ain't gonna be all Zion.
Oh no.
Speaking of the myth, the man, the legend, Zion Williamson player comparison for the college basketball player of the year, the second coming, as I call him. Because this man is going to get the keys to the city. He's going to get the keys to the NBA. He's going to get keys to the association.
You're going to ride this way for a while.
I'm telling you, he's going to be it. So, what's your player comparison for young Zion Williamson?
There isn't one in the NBA right now. To me, there isn't one in the NBA that is the player comparison. I think back. I got to go back historically on this guy and think back to somebody with this size and this ability. I gotta go back to when Barkley was young and just you couldn't do anything with him. He's just a power forward that there have been no one like him before. And until now, when you look combination of size, power, athletic ability, offensive ability, the kid can shoot a little bit. He can definitely dunk the ball, but he can pass. He defends. He plays with an intensity level that's extremely high. He will run that one play we saw against Virginia, right? He goes from one side of the court to the other to block the 3-point shot. It's just, but so there's really nobody I can compare him to currently in the league. I think he's a one of a kind, and every 10 years or so we get one of these in the NBA. And so to your point of him being the second coming, since LeBron, we haven't seen a athlete of this caliber come into the league, and now here we are.
He is here.
So he is.
He's this time.
Yeah, right. He has arrived, and there is no one like him. And to me, I'd have to go historical, and that's probably not even the best comparison. That's probably I'm probably reaching for that. To me, this kid's a one-of-a-kind guy. And to your point, remember LeBron when he first came in the league was skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Then remember LeBron Miami was big.
Mm-hmm.
But LeBron LA and Cleveland was back to shredded, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, if this kid shreds the weight and becomes just 1% body fat and all muscle at that height and with that power, then what does that mean, right? So, to me, there is no comparison.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like, he's going to grow another inch or two. And then the strength and conditioning coach, an 82-game season, he's going to lose some of that weight.
Because he's got to eat differently.
You got to do everything right. Yep. Do your body right, all that stuff. So, like, he's going to be like 6'10", 260. You know what I'm saying? Like,
LeBron.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
My comparison is a combination of Blake Griffin when he got into the league and Blake Griffin now.
Okay.
It's like a mesh. Because Blake Griffin, when he got to the league, he put his nuts in your face on every everybody. His goal is to feed them to you.
Yep.
To every single person. He'll run the break. He'll, catch a oop. He'll catch a lob. His goal is nuts in face every time. Blake Griffin now doesn't have that same explosiveness because of the multiple knee surgeries, back issues, things of that nature. So he developed a little jump shot. He developed the finer points. Now he's a point forward. He brings the ball up the court for the Pistons. He starts to break. He is the facilitator. He calls the plays. I think Zion could be both of those guys in one. Like if Blake never had the knee issues, he could be Zion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like his trajectory was so high, but like he came out the gate with knee issues. I think if Zion stays healthy, gets the weight off of him, his acumen is so high, his IQ is so high to where he can stay on the floor in late game situations, but he can also put his nuts in anybody else's face. And for him right now, that's what I'm giving him. I'm giving him Blake now with Blake just drafted, mix them up together, and I think that's Zion.
All right, I like that.
With enough to be the face of the league.
Let's be clear, Dre. Wants everybody to know he's the face of the league.
That's what I
he's
want.
The next face of the league.
Oh, that's what I want. Just enough a game where like he can just take over a game with the ball in his hand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like LeBron. Like offense runs through me.
That's his next. I mean, that's his next level, right? That's where he'll ascend to. That's the expectation. I mean, we're expecting this guy to be a takeover.
Nobody wants to say it though. I feel like everybody on TV just. They dance around the whole LeBron thing. Like nobody wants to put that pressure on him.
Listen, you gotta respect
it was
LeBron
crazy. But you put that pressure on LeBron when he got into the league. Like they put all the pressure on him. But I feel like
LeBron's presence is different than what was there was Kobe, right? But remember, we remember about the torch, right? Yeah, no, it was kind of Kobe's, but the league was making sure it was being passed to the right person because Kobe was up in Colorado messing around.
They made sure, but I feel like it's been a conscious effort by all media not to bury this kid, not to put all of it on him. Like, not to put all the expectation, not to put the Jordan and LeBron and all these expectations and player comparisons on him. Yeah. They've been tiptoeing around the fact of not just like putting it on him. Like LeBron, chosen one, King James. Right. It was a $100 million Nike deal. Like it was just, he is it.
Yeah. It was different though. We hadn't seen the LeBron. We haven't seen the Zion, but it's just different. I think part of that is also it's a different era. Back then, there hadn't been, like the league hadn't had anybody really at that Jordan level. It was like Jordan, then you came down to this level where you had the Iversons and you had the Kobes and all that. But it was easier to do that with LeBron because of when he came into the league. LeBron's still here, and there are a lot of big stars in the league right now. Mm-hmm. So I think it's harder to put that on Zion because I think that would be, to the media's credit, that would be unrealistic. It really would. Thinking about the guys that are in the league today. I mean, you got to look. There are dogs in the league everywhere.
So you're saying when LeBron came into the league, they were ready to put a new face on the league.
They were ready to put, and not only just put a new face on the league, but crown the next great one. The NBA loves the next great one argument to compare to Mike, right? And you got to look at the look at the league then and look at it now. Just compare. How many people were you arguing about being the best player in the league when LeBron came to the league? Not many. Exactly. Now we're still debating Kawhi, KD, LeBron. So we're still
the
debating.
League is in a good spot now that Zion is here. You don't have to put that unnecessary pressure.
Yeah, you could argue Zion's coming in at the right time. He's this phenom that's coming in that doesn't have to bear that load.
Right.
Because it's got a lot of faith. We're still debating the current guys.
Right. That's true.
You know, so it's just, I think, a different time. So I think it's irresponsible to put that on him if you're in the media, which is probably why you don't hear it, because we're still debating. I mean, you got guys still mad that people try to take LeBron off the throne. And like, y'all be unrealistic here. Like, this man was injured and he sat out the playoffs. Now y'all want to say he's not the best player in the world.
I just want to know who's going to be Zion's skip. Like, who's going to go out of their way to trash this kid?
Yeah, we'll see.
Is it going to be one person?
Of course.
That's going to make their life off of just minimizing everything.
It's going to be one person that makes their life off of minimizing, and one person that makes their media career off of following it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a New Orleans writer down there.
There's got to be a Windhorse.
There's a New Orleans writer down there that is ready to become his best friend.
The New Orleans
write his biography.
Yeah, it's like 3 different bestsellers. Let me tell you, Zion after the game was really dejected. Like, yeah.
So we'll see.
There's definitely money to be made off of this kid.
It's gonna be fun.
All right, rookie of the year,
Zion.
Zion.
Yeah.
You think his numbers?
I think he has
his team.
Yeah, I think his team helps him. I think the fact that he has, and I know they're not. They didn't win in LA. I think his team, his numbers, his market. I think it does him a little better than the Grizzlies. I think it's a 2-horse race, though. I don't think RJ's in the discussion.
I don't think
because I think the Knicks are going to be that bad.
I think they're going to be that
bad. I think Ja is definitely going to give Zion a run for his money. But I think because he's Zion, that he ends up winning. I think it's going to be the kind of like your Ben Simmons argument. Ben Simmons won that. A lot of that was popularity too. So, but I think Zion wins it. It's close though. It's him and Ja. But I think Zion wins it because part of it's going to be the fact that the popularity of it it'll be the things he does. It'll be all those things. The only way Ja, I think, upsets that vote is if his team does better.
Yeah.
If his team
Memphis makes the playoffs, and it's because of Ja.
Yep. Then Zion.
Zion's got to take back seat.
Zion, they both because I think they both potentially could make the playoffs. Oh no, I agree. Never mind. Nope. I'm sorry. Retract that.
I think Memphis has a better chance.
Yeah, with the veterans and the guys, the proven guys. Absolutely. No, you're right. So yeah, if Memphis makes playoffs, and then you're seeing it. You know, I think Ja has a good chance. And he's in a position where he's going to be ball dominant.
Ball dominant, yeah. And I think his stats. I mean, Zion 18 and 11, 18 and 9 or something at that level. Ja Morant could be 20.
It could be 20, 10 and 6.
Yeah, like he has.
Or 28 and 8.
He can stat. He can stat
true.
stuff it.
Yep.
Speaking of Ben Simmons, there was a guy that was drafted last year in Denver, Michael Porter Jr., who's going to play this year. He might Ben Simmons them. As a wing, you know, he might come out averaging 25, 6, and Denver be the number 1 seed overall, and it's just because of him.
I'll never put my credit behind him. I barely see them play. Like, I don't even remember him playing at Missouri.
That's because he's hurt.
Yeah.
Back. He might do it. He might.
He's honorable mention right now.
He might Ben Simmons.
You're right. He might.
All right. Well, next week, hopefully we got something to talk about.
Lead up to free agency.
Might be some lists.
Yeah.
Or we might just take a slight pivot to the NFL. Some things are happening in the NFL.
Cleveland! This is for you!
It's been a while. I guess I'll let you have that.
Thank you.
I got an email yesterday saying that Matthew Stafford played half of last year with a broken back. So I'm supposed to give him a pass.
Some credit. Yeah, man. Listen, y'all don't give him credit anyway. To me, he gets a pass anyway because they and they still aren't. They never build around him. But let's save that for another day. Let's save that because we could start that, and our listeners begin to wonder where did this go? What happened? Save that for another day.
We appreciate our sponsors here at the Kevin Sports Show. No, but for real though, like that was supposed to be. Listen, he's a tough guy. I give him that. He plays through all the pain. He can sit down if he wanted to. The finger, the back, the concussions, all that, the collarbone, all that stuff.
The white brain surgery.
But at the end of the day, when it comes to winning games, he doesn't beat the people he's supposed to beat. You
coach this.
Quarterbacks are supposed to win you games.
Man, listen.
Quarterbacks.
With what help?
Listen. Play them this year. Cut them next year. Tank. Get Sunshine from Clemson. That's the goal. Sunshine.
Sunshine's coming out next year.
Sunshine's coming out the year after next.
Oh, that's right, because he's a true freshman.
Yes.
Oh, God.
This year's Tua.
God, that's scary.
Next year.
Don't get Tua.
Trevor. I don't want Tua.
Yeah, don't get
I
Tua.
want Sunshine.
Okay.
That's who I want. Can you imagine just in a Lions helmet?
No. I'd have to listen to you yell Detroit every show.
Oh! In a perfect world, we would get Trevor Lawrence with the #1 overall pick.
Oh, so that's really bad. You want the Lions to be really bad.
I want them to suck.
0-16 bad.
0-16 bad. I would take another 0-16 for Trevor Lawrence. For Trevor Lawrence.
So when we start our shows up in 2 years, you're going to be on the suck it up
tank. Trade everybody. Cut them all.
But you definitely should give
resign Dan Orlovsky
a pass.
Get him off and get up.
He's on ESPN. You should give Stafford a pass.
Never. We love our sponsors here. Mike Von Spunner, both licensed and assured. Von Spunner provides top quality services at great prices. Where you get up to cold, waterproof, and daily home services. Call them in.
313-304-7786.
VonSpunner.com.
.com.
Also gives you quotes about services they provide as well as the areas that they service. But we suggest that you call them.
313-304-7786.
So that man right there is the real MVP.
Most valuable plumber. Also, if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, lease, or invest in real estate, or maybe you're just looking for a career change, call my man Nick Bowers and his team at Keller Williams Lakeside. Let the home team help you with all your real estate needs. Go to their website at www.thehometeamusa.com or go on Facebook and follow The Home Team. The Home Team, team you can depend on. Call Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. That's Nick Bowers at 586-634-9419. KW Lakeside, The Home Team.
The business draft some African.
Power forward from France.
Lukaku Dumbayaja.
I think he's from France, sir. Call him an African.
Well,
Africans he was born in
Africans go to France. That's what they do. They leave Africa.
Moved to France with his siblings.
That's what they do. They either go to France or they go to the UK.
The best moment of the show right there. Africans go to France. And then the story comes up. Moved to France with his siblings and his mother at the age of 3.
Listen.
At the age of 1.
Why? Who is this guy? Who is he?
Pistons fans, congratulations. Sikau Dumboya from power forward from France. He averaged 18 minutes a game, 7.5 points per game, 60% field goal percentage with the Limoges France basketball team.
15 pick. You average somebody who averages 7 points a game. You pick somebody who averages 7 points a game.
He's 18 years old. He's a power forward.
7 points a game.
Oh, here's this. Look.
There's nobody there.
For only 7.
There's nobody in the
He
stand.
did it for only 7 points. Ooh, go ahead, 45. But for 7 points a game, though. He's an improved
shooter that only averages 7 points a game.
On May 18th, he had a career high of 34 points in his final regular season game.
So if he had 35 points in one game, could you imagine all the other games where he had 3 and 4 and 6 and 2 that averaged 7?
Yep. 17.8 points per game as a 15-year-old in the 2016 FIBA Under-18 European Championship. Boy, I'm glad I'm not a Pistons fan. Oh, man, this is hilarious. Are you a Pistons fan?
It's just stupid. Aren't
you glad you're not, though?
But it's stupid.
Where's like somebody? We need somebody who's a Pistons fan on right now to support this pick. Where's Draco Dollar when you need him to respond to this pick?
I hope Romeo Langford is not still on the board.
Oh man, you're going to play here for the Pistons, buddy. Are you excited, Cal Dumbaya?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know what Trent is. But I'll play hard.
We're not being coached.
I'll play hard for
This
you.
is not right.
Oh my goodness. Me and Don Maker, I know
We're
him.
not.
Same village.
Oh yeah, stop. So listen, we're not supposed to do that. We're not. I mean,
Listen.
I'm trying to see if who's still on the board. Cameron Johnson.
Cameron Porter Johnson.
Cameron Johnson went to that was a trade with Phoenix. The Hornets got PJ Washington from Kentucky. The Heat got Tyler.
He got a white boy shooting guard from Kentucky.
Romeo Langford to the Celtics.
Went to the Celtics. That's
Okay.
a good pickup. Oh, we just missed him. Just missed him. Doggone it.
Hey, I bet. Listen, read tomorrow's Free Press. It's gonna be hilarious on like that pick. And I bet you. Do you think there were boos?
I don't know. They're New York. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody listening. Thank you for joining us tonight and watching us on our live feed. We appreciate everybody all the time. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at Academy Sports Show.
Yep.
Also, if you want to get a shout out or you need a read, you want to get some pub, hit us up at Academy Sports Show with 2 S's at gmail.com and we'll hit you back. Or you could DM us, hit us up on our personals. You know how to find us if you know us. If you don't, we just told you how. If you listen to us in podcast land, don't forget, you can always get us on SoundCloud, on Android, or on the iTunes podcast app because we will post there. If you listen to us on podcast land, it's probably the weekend. So I hope you're having a good one. And we are usually here live every Thursday night. So if you enjoy listening to us on podcast land, come find us on live and tell us that you listen to us. Let us know you always listen, but you want to check us out live. And we'll be happy to see you. Have a great conversation with you coming up. Don't forget, summertime's coming. Sports kind of slows down. So if you got any polls, any top fives, any top tens you want us to debate out, hash out, hit us up, shoot us a message, and we'll get your top five, get your poll on the show, and we'll get it live. Big shout out real quick. Michigan baseball. We're still in it. I root anything Michigan as an alum of the great university. Still in it. Play tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Wish your boys luck. They haven't lost yet. Double elimination College World Series. They win tomorrow. They will advance
to Texas Tech again.
The final. They play Texas Tech again in their bracket. If they beat them, Texas Tech is out. And they move on to the College World Series final with a chance to play for the national.
Can you imagine if our playoffs were double elimination? We'd be playing forever.
Oh, right. Oh, my God. Yeah, it would be a long season.
Jeez.
So, but big shout out to those boys. So repping, I'm going to keep repping this. And hopefully maybe next week by the time, because that would be really through the weekend. So hopefully next week when we come back live, I'm repping this, and it's a national champion Michigan baseball team. So good luck to those boys out in Omaha. Big shout out to them. So, yeah, that's good stuff. I'm all good. You all good?
Yeah. Man, that no sense. Adios.
Adios, everybody. I guess on behalf of myself, well, I guess I should share that in the mic. On behalf of myself and this guy right here, Andre Douglas. We'll see you guys next week.
I'm so stupid. I hate